Rack pulls are an amazing way to basically work on some lat engagement on holding the bar, which translates over to basically everything you're going to use a barbell for and lots of grip strength. So it's going to be great for things like pull-ups, also bench press, also your deadlifts, or anything where you're doing a pulling motion. A lot of people kind of struggle to find tissues in this exercise or in any of those exercises, and they kind of don't have great lat engagement. So that's what we're working on, is building on that. The important thing with this is to make sure you're doing it correctly. A lot of people feel this a lot in their spines, and if you were to think about how much engagement or where we should feel this, you want to think of like a map of red, orange in your glutes, hamstrings, orange and red in your lats and grip, and maybe some light blue or green in your back, because it's still working, but it shouldn't be doing the movement predominantly, which is what people typically do. So we're going to review that today. Making sure you have a good setup is going to be key. A lot of people either set this up too high or too low. For most rack pulls, I tend to like them just above the knee. This is too high for me because these don't go any lower on this squat rack. So I actually have a couple of weight plates just to lift me up. You're gonna wanna put it so that your barbell is right above your knees. This might be a little bit too high for me still, but if that's for you, you're just gonna have less range of motion to do the pull, which is totally fine. It's just gonna be a little bit easier, so maybe you can go a little heavier. Neither is right or wrong, it's just be consistent with what you do. Now, let's get into the setup and execution of the rack pull. What you're gonna want to do, as always, is find your tripod in your foot and root your feet into the ground. So I'm gonna step on these blocks here. I'm gonna spread my toes, I'm gonna find my tripod. Then I'm gonna keep the barbell on my thighs. We're gonna grab the barbell. I like to grab pinky first for a little bit extra grip work. We're gonna grab it just outside of our legs, and we're gonna rotate our arms like we're trying to break the barbell. We're gonna feel all of our lats, that's this stuff under here, contract, and now we have lots of tension. From here, we wanna make sure that as we do this, we are not using our spines. This is what a lot of people make the mistake of, and then they use their spines to come up here. That is not what we're doing, and if you feel that, you are doing it inefficiently. So, feel the bar, break the bar, keep your rib cage down, and feel your hips shift back. This is a hip hinge. This is not a hip hinge. This is also not a hip hinge. So, keep your rib cage down a little bit, hips are back, break the bar, pull the bar into your thighs. It should stay on your thighs the entire time. We're gonna inhale, you're gonna feel your feet into the ground. So just push the ground away from you a little bit. Feel those hamstrings and glutes contract. Use those to push your hips forward while keeping your lats pulling the bar into your thighs, and we stand up tall. We are not overdoing it with arching our backs and lifting our rib cage. Rib cage stays down. We are thinking tall spine. On the way down, break the bar, keep it on your thighs, use your glutes and hamstrings to pull you back, and then we reset. So these should be heavy enough that every single time you have to kind of reset the grip. So you're gonna find that position again, find your hands, break the bar, pull it into your thighs, reset, rib cage is not overextended, find glutes and hamstrings, and lift up. You should feel your lats pulling this into your legs and your glutes and hamstrings doing most of the movement. If you do not, drop the weight. That is the first thing you can do. I would rather you feel what you need to feel than go really heavy and be training tissues that we're not really trying to train right now. So those are the best ways to kind of do it. Make sure that you are training the tissues needed to be trained, not just lifting more weight to lift more weight.